The camera crew sets up, their equipment humming, and the harsh white lights make the prison walls seem even more lifeless. The journalist clears his throat, adjusting his recorder. He's trying to mask his nerves, but I see the way his fingers tremble slightly as he clicks his pen. The red recording light blinks. "Ready?" he asks, his voice steady but unsure. I nod. My throat is dry, my palms clammy, and then, just like that, I'm back there. It was hot that night, the air thick, damp, pressing down like an unseen weight, the kind of night that makes your skin itch, that makes the world feel wrong. Skylar was so happy. She sat in the back seat, smiling, laughing, oblivious. She had no idea. She talked about the future, about college, about how we'd always stay together. Her voice was light, full of dreams. It almost made me hesitate. Almost. She slipped out her window at midnight, hoodie pulled over her head, slipping into the car like she always did. She smelled like vanilla perfume. I remember that. We drove deep into the woods. The road stretched endlessly, the trees closing in on us. The headlights cast long shadows, stretching and bending like something was lurking within them.
Sheila, do you have a lighter?
I asked, my voice barely a whisper. That was the signal. Sheila nodded. Skylar turned away for just a second, searching the ground, and that's when we struck. I plunged the knife into her side. The blade sliced through her skin like butter, sinking deep, cutting muscle, tearing through organs. Hot blood sprayed across my hands, sticky and thick. Skylar gasped, her mouth opening in shock before it twisted into agony. She shrieked a raw, ear-piercing sound. Her hands flew to the wound, her fingers trembling as they touched the deep gash in her side. Blood pulsed between them, spilling down her hoodie, soaking into the fabric, turning it dark and wet. She staggered forward, her knees buckling, but Sheila was on her before she could even process what was happening. The next stab went into her back, a crunch, then a wet squelch. Sheila yanked the blade out, and Skylar collapsed to her knees, shaking violently. Blood poured out of her, pooling around her on the dirt, sinking into the earth. Her eyes locked onto mine, wide with confusion and betrayal. Her lips trembled, forming words she couldn't get out. Her breaths came in ragged gasps, thick with blood, each one weaker than the last. But she wouldn't die. She wouldn't stop moving.
She's still breathing.
Sheila hissed, wiping the blood off her face with the back of her hand. Skylar tried to crawl away, her fingers clawing at the dirt, nails breaking off as she struggled to drag herself forward. I stepped over her, lifting the knife high. My heart pounded, my vision blurred, my hands were slick, the handle of the knife almost slipping from my grip. Then, I brought it down, straight into her neck. Her body spasmed violently, her mouth opening in a silent scream. Blood sprayed, warm and thick, coating my face and dripping down my arms. Her throat gurgled, a horrible wet sound as she tried to breathe, drowning in her own blood. Sheila kicked her onto her back. Skylar's body twitched, her chest rising and falling unevenly, her eyes rolling back. She was still alive.
Finish it.
Sheila spat. I didn't think, I just stabbed. Over and over and over. Each thrust tearing through flesh, slicing veins, hitting bone. Blood sprayed up, hitting my face, my clothes, my skin. It was everywhere. The body beneath me twitched once, then stopped. The forest was silent. The smell of blood filled the air, thick and suffocating. The pool of red around Skylar seeped into the earth, soaking the dirt and covering my shoes, my hands, and my face. My heartbeat pounded in my ears, deafening. We had planned to bury her, but the ground was too hard. The shovel barely scraped the surface. It didn't matter anyway. There was too much blood. It was everywhere. So we left her there. We covered her with leaves and branches, but her hands still stuck out. fingers stiffening in the night air, nails caked with dirt and flesh. Her face was barely hidden beneath the foliage, eyes lifeless, mouth frozen in a silent plea. We got back into the car. The seats were soaked red. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. My clothes, my face drenched in blood. The scent clung to me and seeped into my pores. I could taste it on my tongue. We drove home in silence. My head was pounding. I could still hear it in my ears, choking, gasping, bones cracking under the weight of our knives. For months, we acted like nothing happened. We posted her pictures online and handed out missing posters with our blood-stained hands. We cried in front of the cameras, hugged her parents, lied to their faces. But I heard her every night. Her screams echoed in my ears, her bloodied hands reaching for me in the darkness, her mouth twisted in agony. I felt the weight of her body under mine, her flesh splitting beneath my hands. It wouldn't go away. So I cracked. I told them everything. The trial was fast. The world recoiled. They called us monsters. Sheila tried to act tough in court, but I saw it. The fear in her eyes. She knew. She got life, no way out. I got 30 years, parole in 10. Skylar got a shallow grave in the woods where no one could hear her scream. I was lost in the trauma when the interviewer brought me back to reality. The journalist looked pale, his hands gripping the table, knuckles white. He clears his throat, voice barely above a whisper. Do you regret it? I don't answer right away. I let the question hang in the air like the stench of blood that will never wash off my hands. I meet his gaze.
Every single day.
The red light blinks. The interview is over, but my nightmare will never end. Skylar Neese, a 16-year-old from West Virginia, had two best friends, Sheila Eddy and Rachel Showoff. One night, the trio went out for a late-night drive, but it was a trap. Sheila and Rachel stabbed Skylar to death, leaving her body in the woods. The killers acted normal for months, even helping in the search for Skylar. Rachel later cracked under guilt and confessed, leading to Sheila's arrest. The reason the killers gave was that they didn't want to be friends with her anymore. Rachel got 30 years, eligible for parole in 10. Sheila got life in prison with parole eligibility after 15 years. They were best friends. Skylar had no idea she was walking to her own execution.